The story begins with Makoto Misumi when he was sent to another world. Usually you get summoned via magic spell or by reincarnation, but in Makoto's case, it's a part of a deal of his parents, asking for help from the goddess of the other world to travel and live the Earth realm. The goddess agreed on one condition: they needed to give someone important to them back to their original world when it's needed. Unfortunately, Makoto is the one got picked by the gods. It was a normal day. Makoto did his usual routine, went back home and sleep, but suddenly he is in a strange place. A god named Tsukiyomi approached him and explained that he will be a hero and he will be sent to the goddess of the other world. Tsukiyomi granted him all the power that he can give to Makoto. Makoto finally sent to another world, but when he finally met the goddess of the other world, the goddess laughed at him and told him that he is ugly and making her feel gross. And because of that, the goddess cancelled him to be blessed with powers and be a hero of this world. However, she gave Makoto the ability to understand other language except for humans. The goddess told him that she found another suitable hero for this world. The goddess finally dropped him from the sky off to harsh and barren lands. But while he's falling, thinking that he will die from the fall, Tsukiyomi shows up and explained to him that he wouldn't die from this fall. He also explained that in this world, he will have an extraordinary strength, but he's not an immortal and can be killed. Tsukiyomi finally left and Makoto fell, but when he fell, he did the superhero landing style. From this scene, you will see that his strength is enormous, falling from the sky as if it's nothing. He walked for 3 days, trying to reach a mountain that looks like a tower. During that 3 days, he didn't have any food or water, not a sight of any living things. But he suddenly heard someone screaming. He heard someone asking for help, so he ran to the direction where the sound is coming from. He did another superhero landing pose, defending what appears to be a pig dressed in a female clothes from a giant two-headed dog. But for Makoto, this is much better than being alone. The monster attacked him and Makoto executed a karate flying kick. To his surprise, the kick made his entire body went through the monster, defeating it and ending its life. Because of that, the pig girl is a bit spooked and tried to sneak out. He stopped the girl and immediately initiated a conversation. The pig girl name is Emma. She was shocked because Makoto can speak their language. Makoto asked Emma where to find humans, but she informed Makoto that this is an orc land and no humans around. Emma explained that she's an orc lander and she was there to go to the mountain, the God's Mountain, as a sacrifice to Shen. Every sacrifice will make the mist go away so that the Orklander can farm for food. Emma took Makoto to a place where he can eat and rest. Makoto so happy because he can now eat after 3 days without food and water. Emma serving food while using magic. Makoto was amazed that Emma can use magic. She learned that Makoto doesn't know how to use magic. Makoto asked Emma to teach her the basic on how to use magic and she did. Emma showed Makoto how to convert mana to any elemental attributes that you can think of and use it as a weapon. So they tested using fire magic and Makoto was able to make one. Makoto was able to make a strong offensive fire magic. Emma can't believe that Makoto easily learns how to use magic. She thinks that Makoto is a level 200 to 300. She tested his level just to be sure using a scroll, and Makoto's level is level 1. They continued their training, and the next morning Makoto left a letter to Emma saying thanks and will deal with the Shen situation. Makoto continues to practice fire magic and created a fire arrow. He decided to pick a target and launch his fire arrow magic. He was able to hit the target but didn't expect that it will explode. The target was Shin's den, making Shin appear. Shin is a dragon. She's angry and wants to eat Makoto. Shin uses a no ordinary fog to hide her presence. But Makoto has this special ability to detect Shin and was able to dodge her attack. Makoto uses a bunch of ball of flame magic and hit Shin. Shin was shocked because of fire magic shouldn't be able to hurt her, but it did. Makoto gave her 2 powerful punches to her face, and finally Makoto uses a Shoryuken move from Street Fighter, making Shin fall. While Shin is on the ground, he uses a Sharingan type of magic, an illusion attack. While Shin uses this attack, she was able to see Makoto's memory, and she saw a bunch of memory that fascinates her, particularly the historical drama. Makoto was able to dispel the illusion using the power Tsukiyomi gave him. Shin, amazed to Makoto's powers and memories, she lost her will to fight and apologized to Makoto. Shin wanted to make a contract with Makoto to be an ally, but the truth is she just wanted to watch the historical drama from Makoto's memory. Makoto accepted the contract, but Makoto is way powerful than Shin. Shin ended up being a servant to Makoto, making him even more powerful. Now that they are done with the contract, Shin wanted to show Makoto one of his power, which is the subspace. Normally, the subspace is an empty void, but when Shin opens the door and enters the subspace, it's totally different. It has land and full of color, nice and cool weather and full of life. The subspace transformation might have something to do with Makoto and Shin forming a contract. Makoto wants to build a town inside the subspace, so they decided to go to the Orklander to invite them to live in the subspace. Without hesitation, the Orklander agrees to move to a better land, the subspace. Also, another character has been added, which is a mini version of Shin. Shin then moved to village using his fog magic to the subspace and plans to build a great city like no other. The Orklander now living in the subspace. They love the new land. They can farm and enjoy living. They have everything that they needed. Makoto continues training his magic and found that he is most compatible with water magic. Meanwhile, Shin enjoys watching all the historical drama from Makoto's memory. Makoto wants to find the traces of his parents from this world. Now he has a goal, and that is to travel while finding traces of his parents to this new world and follow the path his parents left behind. Makoto decided to call his power as Realm. He tries to use it around by making the dagger and himself stronger to cut a very hard tree, and he was able to cut the tree as if it's a butter and carries the log as if it's nothing. He also can use the realm to heal others but not to his own injuries. Shin shows up carrying an injured old man. A giant black spider decided to show up as well. It seems that Shin knows the giant black spider. For some reason, Shin doesn't want to fight the black spider and asks his master to do the fighting. Makoto made his first attack using a dagger and was able to cut one of its legs, but it immediately grew back. He kept on cutting its legs, but it keeps on growing back. He used the fire arrow magic and a spear fireball attack, but the giant spider seemed to enjoy the beating from Makoto's attack. Now it's eating the fire magic Makoto used and using that magic to recover from the damage. Makoto used a giant fire arrow shower, but again the spider easily recovered. Makoto created a barrier, but the spider broke it and was able to damage Makoto. The spider got Makoto and prepares to eat him. Makoto had enough and seemed to be pissed by the idea of a giant spider drinking his blood. Makoto created an explosion, making the spider scatter its legs all over the forest. Makoto is not yet done. He created a barrage of fireball that kept on firing. After that, he's now using, for the very first time, a water arrow kind of magic, hitting the giant spider. After that, Makoto passed out. But the giant spider is still alive and starts speaking. It suddenly shows love to Makoto. It looks like it likes the beating that was taken from Makoto's attack. The giant spider wanted to be with Makoto at all times, so Shin suggested to make a contract to Makoto. The giant spider created a contract with Makoto without Makoto's knowledge. When Makoto woke up, He now has a new servant, the giant black spider. He named her Mio. He also named Shen as Tomo. All Makoto needs to do now is to focus on his goal. There will be a lot of exciting things to happen with his adventure. You may watch this anime at Netflix and Bilibili.tv. For Bilibili.tv, episode 1 to 3 are free, but episode 4 to 12 you need premium, which is very affordable. It's about $2. Well, that's it for today. Stay safe and have a good one.